Hi guys, I want to give you my thoughts today on the famous DoorDash lady. Just in case you've been living under a rock and you haven't heard about her, let's talk about it. Hi guys, this is Michelle and welcome back to Call Me Crazy. Today is Thursday, November 20th, 2025. Today I want to talk about a case or a story that's been online, that's been exploding online, or it has exploded online. It's been on all the social media platforms, and it's about a young lady who's been dubbed the DoorDash girl or the DoorDash lady. And just in case you have not heard about it, and I'm still working with the editing of the videos, but I'm gonna try to put a picture of the young lady somewhere on the screen, so hopefully it will be there. Now, I don't know her exact age, but I'm guessing she's probably somewhere in her early to mid 20s. And her name is Olivia Henderson. And on October 12th of this year, 2025, she was making a food delivery for DoorDash. And the person who ordered the food is a male. And specifically, the order was Wendy's. And she was delivering the Wendy's to his residence. And the instructions on the delivery was to leave the food at the door. Now, as I go on in this video, I'm going to kind of tell some more about the story, but I'm just trying to give you like just a general overview. She went to his residence, and according to her, the door was open, and the gentleman who ordered the food was laying on the couch, and he was either asleep or passed out or drunk or whatever. I don't think we still really know exactly, but he wasn't moving or anything. He was just laying there. Excuse me. And Olivia proceeded to pull out her phone and started filming him, even though he was in his own home and he was naked, which is his right. He can do whatever he wants in his own home. He was half naked. She took pictures of him, took a video of him, and she proceeded to upload it to her TikTok. And she went so far as to say that she was SA'd by this man. And I have to use YouTube terms, but everybody knows what I mean when I say SA. So she went so far as to say she was SA'd by this man. She even shared some of his personal information online. I think it was enough where people could kind of figure out who he was. It was enough. So she went to deliver the food. The instructions were to leave it at the door. The door was either open or ajar. There's still some doubt as to whether the door was open or she opened the door. That part's not 100% clear. But regardless of whether it's open or she opened it, she proceeded to invade the man's privacy. She took pictures of him half naked and posted it online without his consent. And she went so far as to say that she was SA'd. She reported it to the police. She reported it to DoorDash, and she posted it to her TikTok. She's a TikTok influencer. I don't know what the correct word is, but she has a TikTok account where she actually makes money. So she posted it to her TikTok, so she was able to make money from it, I'm assuming. So that's kind of like the general overall story of what happened. And I'll tell you as how things unfolded towards, as we go on with the video. But I just want to give you a general overview of what happened. Now, eventually, after some time passed and some more information came out, she ended up getting arrested and she's been charged with 2 felonies. But we'll get into that in a little bit. But what I wanted to say about this whole situation, this whole case, this whole online story is that, to me, this one little story encapsulates, embodies, whatever the word is you want to say. It just represents everything that is wrong with modern women and how men have been villainized, and they've been thought of as terrible, and anything and everything they do is assumed to be terrible, and they're assumed to be the bad guy, and they're never given any deference and they're automatically wrong no matter what they do. Men are wrong no matter what, and women are just always the victim. And to me, this story just encapsulates so much. There's so much to unpack with this story. And I'm going to go through some of the points. I'm sure there are more that I didn't think about, but I could think of at least 10 off the top of my head that just I could relate to how this story relates to modern women. So let's talk about some of them, and some of the things that happen in the story. I'll talk about it as I go. Now, the first thing that I wanted to bring up is her lack of decision-making skills, okay? So what I mean by that is, she is a DoorDash driver. She went to the man's residence, okay? So the first thing is, let's assume that the door was not open. So you have a decision to make. You leave the food as you were instructed. You turn around and you leave. Like, what is the problem? You leave the food and you go about your business. So that's decision number one. The second option is, let's just say the door was slightly cracked. Okay? This door is slightly cracked. You're not an invited guest. You were told to leave the food at the door. So the decision you have to make is leave the food at the door and you leave. So even if the door was cracked and you opened it, you have no business doing that. So even in that scenario, you're still wrong. So let's assume the door wasn't open at all and you physically opened the door. You're still wrong, okay? So let's go a step further and say, okay, the door was all the way open, swung all the way open. All the lights were on. The man was asleep on the couch. Let's assume that's true. And as soon as you walked up to the door, you saw him sleeping on the couch, half naked. Let's assume all of that is true. Decision-making time. Number one, why are you assuming that he has ill intent and he's trying to expose himself to you? What if he was in distress? What if he was sick? What if he needed medical attention? What if he went out with some of his friends that night and they played a prank on him and he was so drunk he didn't know what he was doing? They pulled down his pants and left the door open on purpose. They were playing a prank on him. Maybe his friends were in the kitchen laughing at him. All of these things are possibilities. So in your mind, the only thing you can think of is, I'm going to play the victim. I'm going to be the victim here. I'm going to say he essayed me and I'm going to take his picture and I'm going to share his naked body all over the internet, and I'm going to walk off crying and saying he did something to me. So with all those different scenarios, if the man was in distress, or maybe he needed help, or maybe he was sick, or maybe he needed medical attention, you could have called 911. That could have been one decision. You could have called 911. You could have left. Just say, hey, I delivered to such and such address. I think this man might need medical help. Send someone to help him. Or if you truly thought in your heart of hearts that what he's doing is wrong and he's intentionally leaving his naked body exposed for you to see, you truly felt offended by that, and you wanted to take a picture, take it to the authorities. Why are you posting it on TikTok? Like, all of these things are just like, what is your decision-making process? Even if you genuinely felt offended, you genuinely felt that he did this on purpose because he's a pervert, then take it to the authorities. Don't go and post it online. So all of these things are like, what is your decision-making process like? Like, it's just poor decision-making. Slow down, think about what you're doing. Consider all the possibilities. What should I do? What should I not do? Slow down, think about it, maintain my composure, and make a decision. But it's just automatically right off the top of your head, he's a pervert, he's a creep, he did this on purpose, he essayed me, I'm gonna go to social media and I'm gonna expose him. And I'm gonna post all of his pictures, and I'm gonna basically ruin this man's life. Just because I don't know how to control myself and I can't make a rational decision. So the second thing was, which kind of ties into number one, is you can't control yourself. So you immediately took pictures, you immediately took a video, you posted it to social media. You had no concern for this man's life, for his privacy, for his well-being. None of that concerned you. It was just immediately, I'm going to be the victim. I'm going to post it to social media. I'm going to have my 30 seconds of clout, my 30 seconds of fame, whatever you want to call it. And I have no regard for how it's going to affect this man. And he could just be completely innocent. Maybe he just had too much to drink and he forgot the door was open. You know, there could be a million different possibilities, but it's automatically victim mode. Victim mode. I'm the victim. I'm going to cry. I'm the victim. I'm the victim. Okay? And then also she shared some of his information online, so some people were able to take that information and find out who he was. So you have absolutely no regard for this man and what he's going to go through. It's all about you. Okay? Number 3, reliance on social media for validation. This is another aspect of modern women. Yes, we all use social media. Obviously, we're on social media right now. I get it. But it's when you rely on it for your own self-gratification, for your own validation, your own self-worth, your own, whatever you want to call it, your own ego. That's when you're crossing a dangerous line. Because she acted impulsively in that moment, and she only thought about herself, and she went immediately to social media, and she shared all his information, she shared all the pictures, she shared the videos. And once you do that, you can't take it back. We all know the internet is forever. We all know this. The internet is forever. You can't pull it back. Once you post that first picture, it's done. It's done. And this man's life could be ruined forever, because regardless of whether he SA'd her or not, just the fact that she said it, those words came out of her mouth, the damage is already done. Because now everyone's assuming that he's guilty. So it's his life is ruined in an instant just because you made an allegation which may or may not be true. And I still would like to know how a man who is asleep, who's not moving, he's showing no signs of movement, he's either passed out or asleep or drunk or all of the above, and he essayed you. Like, I don't get it. How is that even possible? He essayed you. I'm still trying to figure that out. That's just pure and utter spinning things out of control, playing the victim, being a Karen. We all know what that means. She's just being a Karen, just blowing things totally out of proportion. So the next thing that came to my mind was about this situation is gender bias in our modern times. There's so much gender bias. What do I mean by this? So when that young lady approached the door and he was on the couch, exposed, quote unquote, exposing himself, there's an automatic assumption that he's a pervert, he's a creep, he's doing something wrong, he's a villain, he's, insert whatever adjective you want to insert. There's no, oh, this gentleman might need help. There's no, oh my goodness, maybe somebody did something to him. Maybe he needs medical attention. Maybe he's in a distressful situation. There's no deference given to men. It's automatic, without any thought. He's terrible, he's a creep, he's a villain, he's, insert whatever adjective you want. So that's one aspect of gender bias. The other aspect is that let's do a complete reversal of that situation. Let's say there was a male DoorDash driver who was delivering the food, and a female ordered the food. And when the male approached the residence, there was a female on the couch, nude or with her breasts out, laying on the couch asleep or passed out. And the man proceeded to take pictures of the woman or a video of the woman and posted them to his social media platform. What do you think would happen to that man? I'm going to give you all a minute to think about that. We all know what would happen to that man. He would be locked up before, I don't know, before the words came out of that lady's mouth. He'd be locked up. He took a picture of me and he posted it to his social media platform. he'd be locked up before the sun went down or before the sun came up, whichever one. We all know that's true. So it's just this bias against men, and this if a woman does something, oh, she must have been SA'd, but if a man does something, he's automatically a creep, and we have to lock him up before the sun goes down. So then the next thing is the modern woman's inability to take accountability. Now, when this incident happened, within, I don't know, a day or two, her TikTok account got some strikes, because if you post certain things that are not appropriate, TikTok will strike your account and they'll give you a warning. So because she posted inappropriate pictures, because the man was half nude, they gave her a strike, and they told her if she did it again that she would lose her TikTok account. She said this online, so this is not a secret. So TikTok gave her a consequence. TikTok said, hey, you cannot be posting nude pictures on your account, and if you do it again, we're going to take away your TikTok account. And then DoorDash deactivated her DoorDash account because there was an ongoing investigation regarding this matter. So they deactivated her DoorDash account. And from what I understand, there's a plane going over. And from what I understand, since the incident happened, she's been permanently banned from DoorDash. So she probably won't get her job back. So DoorDash gave her a consequence. All right. So she's got a consequence from DoorDash. She's got a consequence from TikTok. But what does she do? She doesn't say, you know what? This situation might be getting out of hand. Maybe I should step back and, maybe I shouldn't, maybe I should step back from this situation and rethink what I'm doing. No, she didn't do that. She doubled down. She doubled down and came back online. And if you Google this, you can find it. There's pictures of her screaming into the camera saying, I'm the victim, I'm the victim. Nobody's doing anything to help me. The police aren't doing anything. The police were actually doing something. They were getting ready to arrest her. She just didn't know. But she came online and she doubled down and she doubled down and she said, I'm the victim. I was SA'd. Nobody's helping me. They took away my TikTok account. No, sorry, not her TikTok. They took away my DoorDash account. I have no way of making a living. And she doubled down and she screamed into the camera. She didn't step back and try to assess that maybe she did something wrong. She actually doubled down. So it just goes to this inability to say, hey, maybe I was wrong. Maybe I should rethink this situation. Everything is someone else's fault. It's never her fault. So then the next thing is, I thought this one was so telling. It's the differences between how she handled the situation and how the gentleman handled the situation. So this young lady, of course, we already know what happened. She immediately took to social media. She immediately played the victim. She immediately screamed into the camera. She immediately blamed everybody else except herself. She immediately blew everything out of proportion. She either lied and or exaggerated. That's how she handled it. The gentleman who woke up the next day to his picture plastered all over the internet, what did he do? He stayed silent. He stayed calm. He didn't go onto social media. He didn't record any videos. He didn't do any interviews. He didn't yell and scream at a camera. You know what he did? He went and he got legal advice. Calmly, out of the public's view. You know when everybody found out that he got legal advice? When this young lady got arrested. When Olivia got arrested. So he did what he had to do, but he moved in silence. He did things strategically. He made the decisions in a calm way. He didn't come on social media yelling and screaming. So this is such a difference between how men and women handle situations. So that's another aspect of this story. And another one is selfishness. Now, look at how selfish this young lady was. She took that situation and she spun that, and she had absolutely positively no regard for this man. She had no regard for how it would affect him. She had no regard if he even needed help. She had no regard if he was in distress. She had no regard if this would ruin his life. She had no regard for his privacy in more ways than one. So it's just pure selfishness, pure selfishness. And she only considered how she was affected in the situation. She never once said, well, you know, if I make this one rash move, this could ruin this man's life. Because she only has to make the accusation. That's all it takes, whether it's true or not. She only has to utter the words, and it's over. It's over for this man. So the other thing is that people have to realize, and this is particularly true for modern women. I mean, it's for everybody, but particularly modern women have to realize that these surveillance crimes, because these are modern day crimes, because laws have to be updated for the modern times when we have cameras and iPhones and cameras everywhere. These laws have to be updated, and these modern laws, these surveillance crimes are not a joke. They're not funny. They are very serious, because this woman has now been charged with 2 felonies. And I'm going to try to put the picture up here somewhere that shows the charges that she got. They were 2 classy felonies, as I think they were. So now, because she acted impulsively, she didn't make a good decision. She wanted the clout on social media. She wanted the likes. She wanted the views. She wanted to be the victim. She wanted to say, he essayed me, etc., etc., etc. Now she's facing criminal charges because she didn't slow down and think about what she was doing. So just acting impulsively. And there's 2 final points, and I think these ones are huge. One is that ladies have to start realizing that I don't care how much you cry, I don't care how much you play the victim, I don't care how much you play the oh woe is me card, I don't care how much you go to social media and just cry into the camera. Men are over it. Men are over it. Eventually, you're going to have to face your consequences. Men are not falling for this crap anymore where you're going to be crying and your tears are going to save you. Your tears aren't going to save you anymore. Men are saying we've had enough, and they're going to hold your feet to the fire. And my final point is that, in the past, men used to give women a lot of deference. They would say, oh, she's just being a woman. Oh, she's just crazy. Oh, she's just being emotional. You know how women are. Oh, just don't worry about her. Just leave her alone. Men aren't doing that anymore. Men are saying, we're not taking this crap anymore. If you want to take naked pictures of me and post them online, I'm gonna send the police to arrest you, because we're gonna find some way that you're gonna suffer the consequences of this, because this is not okay. We don't care how much you cry. We don't care how much you play the victim. We're not taking it anymore. So men, my final point is that men are not staying silent anymore. They're not taking it anymore. They're not just saying, oh, she's just being a woman, don't worry about her. That's not happening anymore. So my whole point with this is that when I looked at this case, when I looked at this media sensation, whatever you want to call it, this has so many aspects of what is wrong with modern women. And honestly, if somebody wanted to do a case study of what's wrong with modern women, they could literally do a case study just on this one situation alone. I could, like I said, I could think of at least 10 things right off the top of my head, and I'm sure there are more that I did not think of. So tell me what you think, guys. That's just my thoughts on the whole situation. And let me know what you guys think. Do you think she's right? Do you think she's wrong? Do you think that this woman should go to jail? What kind of consequences do you think she should have? I mean, I think she needs to have consequences. I'm not sure how harsh they should be, but she needs to have consequences, because this is what she did is just completely unacceptable as far as I'm concerned. So anyway, that's my video for today, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.